Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Hi, and welcome to the Law Simplified, the world's largest independent online law school platform. I'm your instructor, Shaveen Bandardanayake. In any person's life, there are three phases. You have your academic phase, the professional phase, and the Renaissance phase. From the perspective of someone pursuing law, your academic phase will be dominated by the LLB, the LLM, or some other qualification in law. The professional phase would be that of becoming a solicitor, a barrister, or a professional corporate consultant of some sort. And in terms of the Renaissance phase, that's the aspirant in all of us, to achieve some higher pedestal in terms of our academics, in terms of our professional careers, and in some instances, even judiciously, achieving the pinnacle, the highest position in that profession. Oftentimes, whenever I've spoken to my friends, colleagues, even students on a one-on-one basis in relation to my Masterclass and Fast Track programs, they often cite preeminent, successful individuals in law and say they were very lucky. There was luck that played a role in how and why they achieved what they achieved. And for the most part, this is in fact true. But what I don't believe is that luck is an arbitrary component. What do I mean by this? We tend to use the word luck in the context of chance. It is to some extent, but I do believe in the Stoic Seneca's statement, the one I started this video off with. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. There's no point of an opportunity presenting itself if you are unprepared for it. We've often heard of the statement of the elevator pitch, for instance. How if you ever get a chance to meet a person that you admire, a person that can give you that opportunity, would you be able, within those 60 seconds, to convince that person to believe in you and to fund you, for example? What I thought with this video was to impart on all of you what I believe as the necessary preparation, both academically and then subsequently professionally, in order to exploit an opportunity that may arise at some point in your life, so that you may achieve that renaissance that you richly deserve. If you like the type of content that I make on this YouTube channel, as well as the different platforms the Law Simplified is disseminated on, do subscribe to the Law Simplified and leave a comment below of what other types of areas in terms of your academics or professional careers in law that you'd like me to explore. If you are a first, second, or third year student in terms of your LLB, or someone pursuing your solicitor's or barrister's qualifications, I would highly recommend the comprehensive online law school platform, complete with theory, tutorial, and workshop lessons that I've conducted with my one-on-one students globally, who have then gone on to achieve first-class law degrees. Right, let's explore the academic and professional aspects in terms of the different phases in life, and how exactly you may prepare yourselves for an opportunity that may arise. First and foremost, academically, your priority should be to try and scaffold your future aspirations with whatever is presented to you by the universities on offer. What I mean by this is twofold. On the one hand, make sure you have an understanding of what exactly you want to achieve, not just at the end of your law degree, but also at the end of your careers. Now, granted, as someone who perhaps may be just starting off in law, this might be very difficult to assess. It takes time, it takes a lot of effort, and you need a little bit of exposure to have that kind of understanding. But at least when you have a ballpark of, let's say you want to pursue being a barrister and focusing on criminal litigation, for instance, make sure that the subsequent selection of your university on the one hand, as well as the qualification itself, harnesses and scaffolds that aspiration. So rather than just looking at whether a university or an institution is prestigious, start looking at the electives offered by these universities, whether it really speaks to what you ultimately want to achieve. What you might notice is that although a particular university might be quite prestigious, might be known for a specific set of areas or the alumni or the community that it has built, it might not necessarily have the pathway necessary by way of electives as well as compulsory modules that will show you or guide you to that aspirant area of law in terms of a career. Once you are able to then identify a qualification that does that, a common pitfall that most students fall into, and this is predominantly because they fall into a particular comfort zone, is qualification collecting. What do I mean by this? I've often seen students, even in my personal masterclass programs, who have been in the process of completing, let's say, a diploma, subsequently an LLB, after that an LLM, and then slowly specialist degrees or qualifications or graduate diplomas without really getting into the field. Whether we like it or not, law is a practical subject area. It is something that requires exposure from a professional level. And most students become very comfortable with the schedules that are created by universities, by the academic timetable itself, and they tend to get stuck in that rather than getting the necessary practical exposure. So, how do we prepare ourselves academically? First, identify what you want to achieve in terms of your career goals and subsequently the renaissance phase of your life. While it is difficult, try and get at least a ballpark idea of it. Once you have that in place, secondly, try and determine a university which provides electives that service that end goal. Scaffold your subject areas or the topics that you're taking to elevate your skill set to achieve that goal. And thirdly, don't collect qualifications. Rather, make sure that you have the optimum number of skill sets necessary to get to that point in terms of your professional career and subsequently the renaissance phase of your life. Now, at some stage, you are going to transition from your academics to that of your professional career. When this takes place, the priority you should have in mind is to know your worth. What do I mean by this? More often than not, students who get into the practice immediately believe that they're starting at zero. Essentially, the fact that they have to learn the ropes, so to speak, they have to make sure that they make their name known in the industry and that they're going to have to take some flack, they're going to have to essentially bring themselves down to a point where they have to grow themselves back up. This is a misnomer. Now, on many occasions on this very YouTube channel, as well as the different platforms the Law Simplified is disseminated on, I've spoken about how valuable it is during your academics to take part in events and competitions and expose yourselves to the industry even before you set foot in a firm. Take part in moots, debates, and competitions. This is equivalent to taking part in school or college leagues, so that if you ever intend to make it in the big leagues, so to speak, to play for your country, for instance, this is a great opportunity for coaches and scouts to see you play before they make you that offer. Moots and debates are the equivalent in terms of law. These are opportunities in which actual practitioners of the law, judges, barristers, and solicitors take part pro bono in order to give back into the student community. If they are able to see you even before you graduate, you have already won half the battle. So try and make sure you create those opportunities for yourself while you're in your academic phase, so that professionally you already have your calling card set up and you are able to know your worth. And so too would you be able to advance that worth to others. You won't really have to prove yourself too much since they've already seen what you're capable of. Right. There's in fact much more to cover in terms of understanding how best to prepare yourself. What I have mentioned are the general aspects that I have understood personally for myself, as well as teaching for over a decade now to students globally. If you feel that you don't really know what specifically you want to do, or you are unaware of what you have to do in achieving those goals, reach out. Drop a message on the official WhatsApp number or just an email, and I'd be happy to help you and guide you on that path. But always remember, as the Stoic Seneca said, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Until the next time that we meet, have fun, stay safe, and as always, obey the law.